binoculars, welcome back to Viva Barca and welcome to another interesting episode where we are going to be discussing on some interesting updates. We start with this big report talking about Franck Kessie, as it has been reported that Barcelona midfielder has accepted to leave Barca this summer. Barca reportedly wants 35 million euro for the midfielder. We are going to be discussing on that as we progress. Then secondly, in this episode, talking on this transfer news claiming that Barca are plotting a raid for this 21-year-old Brazilian right back by name Vanderson in 2024. We are also going to be discussing more on that. So guys, as we get right into the full stories, please, if you haven't subscribed, make sure to hit the subscribe button, turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. Even though Barcelona have received approval from La Liga on their economic viability plan, it does not guarantee that they can sign new players right away, as the club must make sales in order to create room for the registration of any incomings, including Lionel Messi. To that end, the Blaugrana are working hard to offload three first-team stars in the form of Ansu Fati, Ferran Torres, and Franck Kessie. The situation with Ansu Fati and Ferran Torres is proving to be complicated as they have long contracts and they are reluctant to leave. But there may be some positive news with regards to the potential exit of Kessie, as Javi Miguel of AS is reporting that the Ivorian has accepted to leave Barcelona this summer as long as he receives an interesting offer. Having joined the club only last summer, the 26-year-old had been reluctant to leave, even though game time had been hard to come by in his debut season under Xavi Hernandez. However, the report states that manager Xavi Hernandez had a chat with Franck Kessie and explained to the midfielder the club's economic conditions that had forced them to make the decision to sell him, and he resignedly accepted his fate. As such, Franck Kessie could very well become the first summer departee from Barca, with interest coming from Inter Milan, Tottenham Hotspur and Liverpool. Even though there have been no formal offers yet, there have been unofficial contacts. The Blaugrana wish to make at least 35 million euro from Franck Kessie's sale, all of which will go into the club's coffers as profit, given that he arrived for free last year. The report further states that his exit will generate a margin of around 15 to 17 million euros for Barcelona to start considering bringing in new players. The sooner they are capable of closing this exit, the better for the Catalans, especially with Messi signing seeming to be slipping away from our hands. Of course, Barca are now in a moment where they need to make decisions as soon as they can and execute them. Not just making decisions, but trying to execute them, because we know time is running out. Time is really running out as it stands. Franck Kessie has been one of those players that we have been talking about majority of this season. Talking about their futures being uncertain alongside Ansu Fati and Ferran Torres. Franck Kessie have not had the best of seasons that he wished for, leaving AC Milan, coming to Barca last summer on a free transfer. He thought maybe it could have been better place for him to continue his career, but it wasn't to be. And because of the lack of game time and the lack of faith by Xavi Hernandez, Franck Kessie have been linked with an exit. And if this report is to be believed by Javi Miguel of AS, Franck Kessie have said yes to a possible departure this summer. And of course, I think this decision comes after the player himself have gone through, think about it. And what the report says is Xavi met with him to discuss about his future, for him to try to understand the situation of the club's economic conditions. And of course, the report says Franck Kessie have accepted that he will leave if it means it will help Barca's finances, and also the summer transfer window to ensure a smooth transactions in the business in the summer. So I think this departure will mean things will be a little bit easy for us. when we talk about potential Messi signing as well as strengthening other positions on the pitch. And honestly, I think this is quite unfortunate because Franck Kessie, for me, I think he has not had the worst of seasons. Whenever Pedri have not been there, Franck Kessie have stepped up the mantle and have done a brilliant job. And it's something that nobody can criticize. Even though there was a time when Frankie de Jong was out injured, Franck Kessie had more game time to play, all because of injuries. And there was no time that he was under fire for bad performances and stuff like that. But I think when we look at things critically, selling this guy is not anything about sporting reasons, but the conditions that Barca find themselves in currently, the economic conditions, not the sporting conditions. I think sporting wise, Franck Kessie is not a bad player. Maybe yes, he's not the kind of Xavi player, he's not the kind of Barca DNA player, as they always say. But of course, they bought him for a reason, and selling him just after one season when I think it's not his fault is quite unfair. But when we look at the economic point of view, it is fair. Then on to the next story of discussion. The right back position has been a major problem for Barcelona since the departure of Dani Alves way back in 2016. Various players like Nelson Semedo, Alex Vidal, Sergi Roberto, Sergino Dest, and Hector Bellerin have been tried but to little success. In the 2022-23 season, manager Xavi had to turn to Jules Koundé as a makeshift right-back for the majority of the campaign, and while the Frenchman fared well, he does not wish to continue playing in the position any longer. As such, a new player for the position has become one of the priorities for La Liga champions Barca heading into the summer, and Joaquin Pereira of Sport has come out with a report which shed light on Barcelona's plans for the right-back slot. As per the update, Barca plan to sign Manchester City outcast João Cancelo on loan for the upcoming season as a short-term fix, and the long-term plan is to sign AS Monaco's Brazilian right-back Vanderson in the summer of 2024. The 21-year-old defender has been on the radars of Barca since last year, when the club made an inquiry for him, only to be quoted a massive €60 million fee, as Monaco had no desire to sell the young star. The report further states that Deco, who is set to become the sporting director of Barcelona soon, had recommended Vanderson's signing to the club in early 2022 itself, but the Catalans were late in reacting and were beaten to his capture by Monaco. Vanderson played 39 games in 2022-23, racking up 1 goal and 5 assists. His profile is liked by those at Barca offices, and the plan is to make an approach for him by next year. So guys, with that we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.